Around and round they go, and it's Dave Whitehouse in pole position with Harrison Darville, I think that is, on the front row with him. Mike Townley, is that Harry Neal in fourth? I think it could be. Black and white suit. Luke Hornsby directly behind him in his explosion of Union Jack. Who'll get the whole shot? Green light, we're racing. Oh, it's a checkered flag. It's not a checkered flag, it's a Union flag to get us going. And I lose them behind. There. Round on his blind, down to what really is turn one. And it's Darville leading from Dave Whitehouse. Mike Townley behind the greenhouse, through the chicane. You can see it, I can't. Down to the hairpin. And Darville's on the defensive to hold off Dave Whitehouse. Further back, it's 3-4 wide as they have a sort out. It's Townley ahead of Darrell Lowe coming round. And we end what would be lap one. We won't call it lap one. It was, because the timing loop is over here. That's lap one in the books, and we've got a three-way fight for the lead. Whitehouse, Darville, and Harry Neal. Behind. Look at this. They've built a lovely clubhouse with a balcony, but they've put metal stanchions on the balcony to stop me using it as a vantage point properly. What can you say? Whitehouse, Darville, Neal, gap to Townley. Darrell Lowe leading a crowd. Behind him, Luke Hornsby. Jamie Pender's in the mix as well. I'm trying to work out who's in the red suit, white helmet. Not sure who that is. 17, Darrell Lowe in an unfamiliar suit. Hornsby, he must have got soaked yesterday maybe, behind the greenhouse. Hornsby hanging on to sixth place. And it's 3 away at the front, and we've got a change for second place, not quite there. Damn if it isn't windy. Is that really Darrell Lowe? It doesn't look like Darrell Lowe. Hornsby on the defensive to hold off Lowe and Jamie Pender. Up the inside, Pender pushes him through into the chicane. Down the inside, Lowe shoots it down the inside, and a chance then for Frankie Hedges in cart number 11 to pick up a couple of spots fairly cheaply. Rob Moore in his Dago Jason Jensen button outfit. Oh, somebody's big head. And Hornsby loses out to Chris Dixon coming through the field. Up front, still Dave Whitehouse leading. Hornsby trying to come back at Dixon. Oh, love tap there from 21. Stephen Scully on Rob Moore. You got to let you know them that. Got to let them know you're there. And they disappear once again behind the crowd. Excuse me while I have a quick fiddle with my controls. Oh, from a long way back. Through, Mark Theodoro takes a shot and completely misses. Oh, and it's all kicking off behind. Actually, that might be James Taylor's Merc in the car park. Oh! And it's still Dave Whitehouse continuing to lead from Harrison Darville under pressure from Harry Neal. Harry Neal looking like the championship favourite, certainly picking up the points. And he's side by side with Darville through Billy's blind. Gets it done. Not quite. Perhaps into the S's. Darville covers up down at the hairpin. Into the horseshoe. And it looks as though Darville could hold on to this one. And I need to make a couple of changes to my setup here. Bear with me. That's better. Peter Harrison. Is that Stephen Docker? No, I think that's Stephen Scully. Side by side, Rob Moore and Darrell Law. Oh, it's not pretty. You might call it effective. And in comes Stephen Docker in kart 29 to make this a four-way fight over what would be about 10th place. We're a minute and a half from the finish. Let's see what's happening up front. Well, it's all David Whitehouse at the moment. Great start. He usually has a bad start to the day. But he started on the front row in pole position, and it has worked for him perfectly. Harry Neal has got ahead of Harrison Darville and is looking to hold him off to the finish. Fourth place, Mike Townley ahead. Now, I see that's Darrell Law. Ahead of Darrell Law and Frankie Hedges. It's a three-way fight over fourth place. Into the S's. And out the other side. Low looking to go down the inside at the hairpin, but Townley's covered it off, and in moving back, he's let in Frankie Hedges. We're nearly at the finish here. Chance for Townley to break clear. It looks fairly settled up front. Whitehouse has a 1.5 second lead over Harry Neal, who's moved ahead of Harrison Darville. I think we might have 2 more laps before the finish. No, the last lap board is out. So it's going to needs to do it now. I think Townley's going to hang on here for fourth place. David Whitehouse is going to win this one. Ahead of Harry Neal. Good start for Harry, if you're looking for another win, I guess, in the final. And Harrison Darville. Three-way fight for fourth place. There goes Whitehouse for the win. Townley hangs on ahead of Frankie Hedges and Darrell Law. So your full result then, David Whitehouse wins ahead of Harrison Darville, ahead of Harry Neal and Harrison Darville. Mike Townley in fourth place. Frankie Hedges made up the top 5 ahead of, behind Mike Townley. Darrell Law, Jamie Pender, Chris Dixon, Chris Penny in the red suit earlier on. And Stephen Docker makes up the top 10. Stephen Scully, Rob Moore, Sean Hollingsworth, Peter Harris. Full grid today, 25 on the grid for that first heat. Luke Hornsby finished in 15th. Tom Glyde, Martin Theodoru, Jack Bolton, James Taylor, Justin Buck made up the top 20. Stuart Osborne, Christopher Powell, Pietro Pagano, Miles Sharman and James Martin.